you own the house? I don't know if some of these notes don't make it through the sound barrier or the windows, or if these are Satan's musicians. Can I just say, I'm a big fan of men doing vehicle maintenance. So today we're going to talk about something that I've been hearing about for years in comments below, and that is the HOA, a homeowners association that is only in America. We don't really have HOAs in most parts of Europe. Sometimes we'll have a residents association, which is usually a self-appointed group of busybodies.
What you doing there?
Or you might have an urbanization with a president. In a lot of ways, actually, if you have a good person in charge, I think it can be a good thing because it kind of keeps people in check and stuff. But I've heard from you that the HOA is kind of all kinds of crazy. And that's what we're looking into today. Let's look up the definition just so I'm clear. The HOA is an official governing body in a residential community. So they can enforce the law.
I called the police.
They collect fees, enforce rules, and basically make sure everybody's house looks the same shade of beige. Okay. So today I'll be reacting to some of the most unhinged HOA rules, and also we'll be checking out some Am I the Arsehole stories. Haven't done that in a while.
Am I the arsehole?
Not just yet, Editor Diane. Excuse me. I'm sorry. Okay, this is on a Reddit thread called What's the Craziest HOA Rule or Regulation You've Heard About or Live With? Like, you can get a crazy neighbor and sometimes you need someone to step in. Like, recently my neighbor tried to run me over with a car, but that's a story time for another day. It's okay, she moved out now. I like to think I had a little something to do with it. Okay, first up we have my HOA tried to require people get written permission to send your neighbor an email. Why? And doesn't America have like free speech? So you can say whatever you want, but maybe not email whatever you want. That does seem excessive. I heard one about the HOA that required you to have your garage door opened during the day. Sorry, garage. Why would they want that? Surely it would look messier if it's open. The person below said, I've heard that some are the opposite. You're only allowed to have your garage door open for no longer than 30 minutes at a time. Either way, like, you have to live your life, right? Why would they want you to have it open? Unless it was a ventilation issue. Like, for example, my landlord and landlady requested that I leave the balcony door open as often as I possibly can because of a ventilation issue, but they didn't demand it. They kindly requested. And it's for my benefit too. But like, don't you own the house? Can't you do whatever you want in your own property? This doesn't make any sense. No lawn gnomes. Oh, I love lawn gnomes. My dad has one called Seamus. He's a little Irish gnome. No chalk drawings on your own driveway or they have to be approved. The only people I can see doing chalk drawings are kids, right? And kids, they don't usually pre-plan what they're going to do. Like, usually it's hopscotch or something. Non-organic fertilizer not allowed. I don't know a lot about environmentals. Is that an environmental thing or just a, like, we like everything organic thing? Crazy parking rules. Not letting people in their own driveway. Not letting people park in their own driveway. What? Okay, so I'm thinking the majority of American homes that aren't apartments would also have a garage. So driveway is just for you to drive on. But what if you have two cars? Like, a lot of households would have two cars, right? It's your driveway. This is quite infuriating, right? How would they enforce that? Like, call the police? If it is government bodied, then maybe they call the police on you. It's crazy. No vehicle maintenance allowed within view of the street. Can I just say, I'm a big fan of men doing vehicle maintenance. It's like Transformers, but with a hot man.
It looks like your distributor cap's a little loose.
That should be outlawed. You should always be allowed to do your vehicle maintenance. Maybe it's doubly hot to me because I can't even drive. My HOA has a bylaw that all home exteriors, including the roof, have to be painted white. White is a very difficult color to maintain. Like, you'd need to be topping that up at least every couple of years. I do understand why there has to be some regulation though, in some cases, to like how things look. Like, for example, in Ireland, we have some shop fronts that they all have to be wooden. You can't have like plastic ones, and honestly it does make the whole neighborhood look much nicer. And like, aesthetically, it's something I appreciate to look at. I can get why they'd be like, you can't paint your house highlighter orange in some cases. Like, if it's a Victorian house, that would look just not great to everyone. But at the same time, it's like, you paid for that house, so you kind of should be allowed to do whatever you want with it. But if it's on the outside, I'm flip-flopping about this. Let me know what you think in comments. All dogs must be on leashes at all times, including in your home and at the dog park. At the dog park? In your home. I have a small dog, so I always think better to keep him on a leash. He is fairly good at recall, but not perfect. Like if there's a cat, there's no stopping him. So I do keep my dog on a lead in 99% of places. But in a dog park, which I do not bring Chewy to anymore, dog parks are scary when you have a little dog. I think that's crazy. How would you keep him on a leash in your home? Somebody says they think it's a typo. Okay, am I the arsehole? Play it. Aren't we the bossy little madam today?
Am I the arsehole?
With Am I the Arsehole, I enjoy when you jump in comments and let me know if you think this person is the arsehole or if indeed they're being a reasonable person. All nuanced takes are respected. My townhome is one of 36 in my HOA community. I've lived here less than a year and my neighbours moved in a few months ago. The woman, Linda, teaches piano. We met in passing. She mentioned she has a piano and apologised if we hear it. I politely said, no problem, I love music. Ooh, townhome. I live in a townhome right now. You can hear like everything. I can hear the conversations next door, like in great detail. So you do have to be like mindful of that and respectful. I think if you're teaching piano from your home, maybe you should try and either have a separate place to do it or make sure the piano is not up against an adjoining wall or find another place to do it then at home. But well, let's read on. Linda had been pregnant. I didn't hear the piano often, and when I did hear it, I can mostly tune out the music. I work from home and sometimes use noise cancelling headphones paired with white noise to help focus. Okay, good. Yeah, noise cancelling headphones are absolutely brilliant. Game changer. Check out my Raycon link. This video is not sponsored, but you know, it's there. Since the baby arrived, Linda has resumed her job of teaching piano lessons. I saw a few of her posts online advertising in-home lessons, and now I hear the piano daily. Ooh, yeah, lessons is not the beautiful noise of music. Like if you've ever heard a child trying to play the violin when they're learning, it's an absolute nightmare. Like it is the stuff of a Hitchcockian music repertoire. It's I wouldn't envy this person. It's no longer piano music in the background, it's children learning scales. I don't know if some of these notes don't make it through the sound barrier or the windows or if these are Satan's musicians, but the sound is exceptionally irritating. Even my headphones can't compete with the seemingly random noise intervals. Technically, our HOA rules specifically prohibit both commercial activity and noise nuisances on the property. Yeah, I would have thought that kind of racket would be legislated. I think Linda is kind of an asshole for moving into a townhome community as an in-home piano teacher. I think reporting pretty much anything to a HOA would make me kind of an arsehole. I am very sound sensitive, which is my own issue, and I'm aware that I also live in a townhouse and can't expect to enjoy total silence. Appreciate your thoughts. Interesting. Okay, I can see here this person has been voted the arsehole. I guess it's a would I be the arsehole if they went to the HOA. I'm kind of appreciating their position though. I can see a few things they could do before they try going to the HOA. Like for example, talking to Linda, ask her if she can move the piano. If there's another room in between, maybe you aren't going to hear that much. Or some pianos even have headphone facilities, so maybe they could do like dual headphones for the teacher and the student. Or when I was very much starting out, I had a keyboard instead of a piano, and you can definitely have headphones for those. Or like maybe Linda could just have it within hours that they're not going to clash with each other. Like nobody's home all day every day. Well, some people are. But yeah, and then if Linda was an arsehole about it, then I would go to the HOA because like tough tits if she's rude about it. Like it is imposing, but maybe I'm completely off base here because other people seem to have concluded that this person is the arsehole. So I loved doing this. This was so fun. HOA sounds insane. There's a whole Reddit thread about the HOA. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know below in comments and we can do more. Or indeed let me know if you have your own version of the Nosy Neighbour Committee. I actually have a lovely president at the moment where I live. I'm so thankful. All my neighbours are lovely now that we got rid of that. Oh, and if you want to access behind the scenes videos, I did talk a little bit about this experience on Patreon. Check out patreon.com/Diane Jennings. That's it for today. See you guys on the other side. Bye. Bye.